Let's talk about the original plan. The original plan does more than keeping us in check. The original plan is our winning formula. It's the reason why we started in the first place. So why did we start? Simple. To drive growth in Africa through payments transformation that puts the continent's peculiarities at the center. And this plan has layers to it. So how did we chase our original plan in 2024?
2024, we're thinking, grow revenues, do way better than we did in 2023.
We want to help large businesses outside Africa seamlessly expand into Africa and help them process payments. We also wanted to help our own businesses within Africa to even go global. Right. Like we say, start local, go global.
As a person, as a manager leading a team, we've had to pivot quickly across ideas, initiatives, do a lot of research to find what works for us and test different ideas.
We wanted our customers to not feel the burden of having to reach out to us to become like a chore or something that they had to exert a whole lot of effort doing. I think that's one key success we know we had this year.
We're telling stories of these businesses. For example, using our case studies, right? You would see we published a bunch of case studies here, telling the stories of the businesses we've helped to process payments within Africa, within Nigeria, and all the parts of Africa.
The original plan is focusing on what truly counts. And for us, that's innovating ahead of the curve to give people and businesses an advantage as they move their dreams and ambition forward.
We have helped a number of merchants to move into new locations. One of them big is Wakanao. Wakanao wants to cover Africa. They want to be that travel agency that is able to do a lot for their customers. And they wanted to go into various countries, and they had a laundry list of currencies they wanted to start. Being able to give them that platform or give them the opportunity to collect in those countries was huge for us.
We revamped our entire bill payment service. We launched things like paying with alternative payment options such as OPay. We also launched things like direct Amex card acquiring.
In America, we were able to get 31 new MTL licenses, which would allow us to collect and service customers in the US. Coming back to Africa, we were able to secure 4 different licenses.
One of the key partnerships that we had was the partnership with the Federal Inland Revenue Service. We've been instrumental in scaling some of these internal revenue services across multiple states. And even Central Bank, when we have meetings, it's always fruitful to work with them in the different ways to stabilize the economy.
We came up with the account direct debit, which is e-mandate for short, right? To enable merchants, set recurring payments on their customers' accounts instead of using cards, which would obviously lower your cost and increase your operational efficiency.
One of our major wins was revamping our V3 docs. Another one was stabilizing our test mode environment. But I think the biggest win is the fact that we've been able to brainstorm and solve a lot of problems on our V4 APIs, which are coming soon.
It's been a very interesting year for Sandat, for the remittance market overall. There are obviously a number of different channels from digital to social media to kind of organic. The referral program was a very exciting launch for us earlier this year because I think there's nothing more powerful than consumers recommending a product to their friends and family.
So much goes into making the original plan work. People from every angle pushing a new gear and unlocking new levels of creative thinking and audacity. And when it all clicks, we feel it deeply.
We have to ensure that our merchants are happy. That's how I see it.
There is a particular sound, and once I get an order, the Flutterwave app would notify me.
That is how we should be for our merchants. That's how we see ourselves for our merchants. That partner, that second family member that you can tell your problems to.
It's humbling at the same time, and it makes you proud, when you speak to someone outside and then they're like, oh, we're trying to, and then you tell them experiences of how you guys were able to do this in South Africa, you were able to get this partnership in Uganda. I don't think it's a quantifiable thing. I think you just stay humble and then you get grateful every single day to be a part of this.
I think in Q1 for me, and especially for the team, was when Airpeace launched the Lagos-London routes. I was happy that Flutterwave was the payment provider that was at that launch. and we've been providing them service from March till date.
Let's talk about the moving parts behind every feature update, every new product launch, and every seamless payment experience. What makes them possible?
We've been able to leverage cutting-edge technology by the use of advanced transactions monitoring tools. What do these tools do? They help us monitor our merchants' transactions. They help us tell what the user behavior is like. So it's easy with this kind of tools to flag anything that does not look right and determine if they are actually suspicious transactions.
The solution you give Ekiti State is different from that which you give Enugu State. It's different from that which you give Abia State. It may work in one state and not work in the other state because there are levels of literacies and illiterates, skilled laborers, unskilled laborers. So you have to be able to differentiate the markets that you serve.
We go down, we roll up our sleeves, and we take that feedback and we do a deep dive analysis into it.
What we've been able to do is to increase adoption of these digital government services.
We look out for if there are people problem, do we have policy problem, do we have process problem or product problem? Depending on what the problem is, right, we are now able to identify what the root cause of that is, right? And from then on, we now gather together as a team with the team leaders, with the product experience team to find ways to fix those problems.
So we've been able to let them understand that they can trust the system, they can trust us, they can use the bank, they can even use USSD to make payments for taxes.
In terms of scalability, impact, and even coverage, the V4 APIs is going to have the biggest impact we've seen on merchants, developers, because we introduce new ways of interacting with payments today.
And in the whirling engine of possibilities, there are moments when we stop to savor it all, the lessons and the achievements.
As a company like Flutterwave, our reach, our ambitions, and our track record so far, I think we always have that kind of one internal challenge of how do we remain focused, how do we kind of keep to our prioritization, keep to our strategy, and execute on that.
The original plan never changes. It quickly adapts and expands in capacity to drive the next frontier of progress for people and businesses with original plans of their own. Tell us, how can that ever change?
I'm quite optimistic about 2025 because we've seen a lot of foundations set.
There's a lot of clarity. We've done a lot of work together with developer communities so that they understand Flutterwave is not just necessary for their businesses, but Flutterwave is there to partner with them to achieve their own objectives and dreams.
We're looking to reduce our integration time, improve transaction success rates, and streamline that customer payment experience as well, tailored for Africa and beyond. So I'm super excited about that.
We're very keen to make sure that we're expanding into corridors, into new markets, engaging with new communities. And I think this is going to be a critical part of our plans for 2025.
So word for 2025, I would say it is
Growth,
Growth.
success.
Just keep getting better.
much better or way better.